Hello and welcome to the Computer Guru Show. My name's Mike, here to deal with your technology needs and treat you like a person in the process. 790-2040, that's 520-790-2040 if you'd like to be part of the show. It's time to get nerdy, because that's what we do. Hey guys.
You gonna talk nerdy?
Oh yeah. Rob and Tara here. They're giving me grief already.
I could go on with that, but...
I'm pretty sure that's in my job description.
It's not. I wrote it.
I would like to believe that it's there.
Okay. And Kent, you feeling better this week?
I am feeling better.
Woo.
Thank you.
Good.
Not 100%, but close.
All right.
Thank you.
Great. Answer the phone. All right.
Wow.
You're in boss mode still.
Oh, man. Ouch. Good thing that glass is between us. Yeah. Just kidding.
It's dual pain even. Yeah. All right. Comcast, man, they've been playing some interesting games lately.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So they have decided that it's okay for them to, if you have one of their older modems and they want you to upgrade, they are just putting inline pop-ups.
No.
So yeah,
That's the worst.
Yeah, and you can't stop them. There's no way to block them.
That reminds me of, you remember that story of the hotel that was doing that with ads not too long ago? Same thing, I imagine.
Very similar, yes.
Yeah.
So the only way to get the errors or pop-ups to go away is to pay Comcast for an upgraded modem.
Or just, don't use Comcast anymore.
It's so frustrating.
Well, there is the don't use Comcast anymore option
For some.
if you happen to live in an area
Yeah.
that...
I will say that at my last place of residence, I had no choice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Comcast just showed up at my door and they're
But
like,
it's not a monopoly.
it'd be a shame if
No.
something would have happened to your internet.
You're right. But they say it's not a monopoly, right? Right? You have options. You have choices.
Do not pass
You could just
go.
not have internet. See,
Yeah.
not a monopoly.
All right.
Do not collect $200.
There's
what-
always HughesNet.
One of the other ways around it was to just use your own modem instead of having a Comcast modem,
Which you should do anyway.
which you should do. And Comcast doesn't like it.
Yeah, because they can't broadcast Wi-Fi out of your house either.
Right. They can't broadcast Wi-Fi to your house. They can't put inline ads on your modem. And they would prefer that you didn't do that.
Scumbag customer doesn't let Comcast mess with them.
Have you seen your customer reports lately? Because Comcast does that too, where they will just say whatever they want about you in the notes, and it might make it onto your bill. So anyway, if you're on Comcast, yeah, try not to be.
Yeah, maybe don't do that.
Yeah, Comcast is...
I don't have a choice.
Yeah, I know you don't have a choice.
I'm sorry.
Like I'm saying, though, they've got that new office over there on Oracle, and
Yeah, that just opened up.
it's in a Cox zone, so I don't know how they're pulling that off.
Do they have Cox internet
I
at
hope
Comcast?
so. I hope they have
That would
Cox.
be hilarious.
I hope they have to have Cox in there just because of that. But I'm sure that they trenched the quarter mile to the Comcast border. It's just, oh man, Comcast is... I'm not a big fan.
I'm just waiting for Google Fiber to end up in Phoenix so that I can run a line from Phoenix down here and have it
One
still be
line.
faster.
Yeah, well, our expansion plans to put Computer Guru in Phoenix will happen.
Way sooner.
Yeah, well, it's already in Tempe.
Is it really?
Yeah. So there you are. All right, let's take some calls here. Let's go ahead and talk to Jeff. Hello, Jeff. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for taking my call.
What can I do for you?
Okay, I got two questions for you, Mike, and maybe Rob too can weigh in. Web page loading, right? Go to a site, specifically Groupon, using Chrome here on my desktop. You click on it, you scroll down, and you find something you're interested in. You click on it, you examine it, and then you hit the back button, and it shoots you back up to the top, and you have to go re-find everything. Is that just poor web design, or is that something in my settings?
So are you saying when you press a link, instead of loading a new page, it scrolls down the page?
No, I'm saying if I scroll down and finally find something to look at, I click on it, it expands it, it opens it up so I can see it. If I hit the back button to get to all the deals, so to speak,
It doesn't take
it
him back
puts
to
me
where
right
he
back
was
to the
scrolled.
top of the page.
Oh, I
Resets-
see
Yeah,
what
it
you're saying.
resets him.
That sounds like poor web design to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's nothing on my end. It's just that I run into this a couple times with a couple different sites. It's kind of rare, but it's annoying when I do see it.
Is Groupon an endless scroll?
Well, that's what I was wondering, because if they're using anchored sections to scroll you automatically to those sections, then you would have a pound sign and then some word after your URL.
Right.
That'd be a good indicator.
It sounds like bad design to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing I can do. Just
Well, Groupon's in general just a very heavy website. You know, there's lots of scripts loading, and I think do they have ads? Probably.
Yeah.
Of course they have ads.
Yeah, I don't see any ads though because I use uBlock. So
Right. And hold on. It's not an endless. So that's interesting. Wonder how that works. I think it's just poor coding. Doesn't let you go back to where you were.
Yeah, because it
actually
happens to me
on
too.
it happens on my phone too. Interestingly enough.
oh well, that's a pretty good indicator that it's the website then. If it's on multiple platforms.
Yeah,
Okay.
it does it to me on Groupon too.
Did you have a second question, Jeff?
I did. I have a Windows 7 desktop that I just got. It's Windows 10 I just got. It's set up with a SSD drive as the main drive, and then a 2 terabyte drive for storage. When I restart it, I noticed there's a screen that says initializing Intel boot. It's basically when it's starting up. And I notice on there it says that RAID volume, it says none defined, and then it says they list the 2 disks, and it says non-RAID disk and non-RAID disk.
Right.
So that's telling me it's not set up as a RAID. Do I have this? Is there a better way for me to set this up, or do I even want to mess with, or even think about messing with setting it up like you've mentioned over the years?
Well, it depends. Do you want to? Because the RAID's going to give you one of two things. It's either going to give you better data security, or it's going to give you better performance. And
Looking for performance.
All right. So if you're looking for performance, you need some more drives. So at least on the solid state array, you would need another matching solid state drive, and then you would put it in a performance RAID, or RAID 0, and so it'd be faster. But in order to do that, you have to reinstall Windows to pull that off.
Oh, okay. That doesn't sound like much fun. I just got it all set up, and I didn't realize you needed a couple different drives to do that. I thought you just could set it up with the SSD and the normal
Right.
storage
The way
drive.
it generates performance or data security is by using 2 disks at the same time.
Oh, okay. 2 of the same disk.
2 of the same, right? Because they both become one once you get done with the setup.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. And, well, at least I won't have to worry about it. It's fast enough as it is anyways.
For now. Thanks for the call, Jeff. I really appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Mike.
Let's go ahead and talk to Ingrid. Hello, Ingrid. Maybe she's not there.
Hello.
Hello.
Ingrid, you're on the air.
Okay. Well, we'll put her back on hold. Let's go over to Steve. See if Steve's there. Maybe Steve will want to talk to us.
No. I want to talk.
Okay.
Okay, Windows 10, installing the paid version of Malwarebytes. Do I need to remove McAfee first?
You should remove McAfee first. McAfee should not be on your machine at all,
Well,
ever.
I didn't want to take it off until I was going to put malware on, and I didn't know the procedure, but I will install. Okay, take McAfee off and then immediately put on Malwarebytes.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be immediately. McAfee's not doing anything for you anyway. So just go ahead and take that off whenever, and then install your Malwarebytes.
So does Malwarebytes not detect McAfee as malware? I'm just kidding. No, I figured it would though.
Yeah, so go ahead and remove just anybody who has McAfee on your computer. Get rid of it.
Always step 1, remove McAfee.
Right.
Okay. Now, thank you very much, Mike.
Appreciate the call, Steve. Do we want to try Ingrid again there? Let's give it a shot. Hello, Ingrid?
I don't
All
think
right,
she's
Ingrid's
there.
not there anymore. Well, let's talk to John. Hello, John.
Hi there.
What can I do for you?
I got a couple of things I'm dealing with. One is Comcast. I'm dealing with them and have for some time. Currently, my bill is about $200 a month.
Okay.
I'm paying them for TV, phone service, and internet. Now, my area of town is basically, I'm on the edge of Marana, basically Twin Peaks and the freeway.
Right.
And I don't really have anything other than Comcast that's attractive to me. I've looked into the let me phrase it this way. Do I have an option?
Well, it sort of depends on what you do with your internet. So tell me how you use it.
Well, I do banking. I do YouTube. I do probably pretty much anybody else. Nothing real special, I suppose.
All right, so give me an idea of how many devices do you have connected?
I have a Wi-Fi going into my garage where I have a small little music studio, and I use a computer in there.
Just a total machine count. Let's start with that.
One.
Okay. And are you doing like Netflix or
Any
a bunch
video
of Hulu,
streaming?
a lot of video streaming of any type?
Well, we just started doing Netflix on a game system, and I don't know. I get a lot of dropouts
Okay.
with that.
Dropouts meaning like the video stops playing or it's buffering
Yeah.
or
Yep, and it just it's almost like having a satellite system in a storm.
okay. And what about your TV usage? I mean, are you a heavy TV watcher? Is that kind of
Yes.
an important thing to you?
We are, and we do. Obviously, that's a direct connect thing.
And what speed of internet do you have?
It's upgraded. I couldn't tell you precisely, but I'm paying extra money to have a faster speed.
Okay, stop doing that. All right,
Yeah?
there's nothing that you can do with one computer that would require the faster speed.
Okay.
Take the slowest speed that they'll offer you. Now, the home phone number, do you need that? Or is that just something they talk you into for the bundle?
Well, I have two phones because I have a home office that I run my business from.
Okay.
So they give you one phone, and then you pay for the second. It's like $11.80 a month, which I didn't think was too bad.
No, that's pretty reasonable. All right, so the first thing that you can do is get the slowest speed possible from Comcast.
Okay. All right.
There's no way that you need any more than that. Now, their slow speed over at Comcast is generally 20 megabits.
Yeah.
And 20 megabits would be good for just about anything that you're doing. You can watch Netflix on 20. You can do YouTube videos on 20. And then what you're going to want to do is verify that you're actually getting 20. So you're going to go to various speed testing sites and make sure that you're actually getting the speed that you're paying for.
Okay. What if I have two computers?
I would say that you could have up to 5 computers on a 20 meg connection.
Really?
As long as you're not all watching
money
Netflix
I'm
at the
paying
same
is
time.
just throwing it away.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Now, there could be other issues, like you mentioned that there's Wi-Fi in your place, and there's probably other issues as to why things aren't going as fast as they should be. And the way you deal with those is you call me to come out to your house and fix it. But
Okay.
as far as your pipe to the outside, that Comcast connection, it should be, for 1 or 2 computers, it's going to be as slow as you can get.
All right.
All right?
Yeah. Now the other question is concerning.
You're going to have to hold on a second, John, because we got to do a
All right.
break here. But we have to mention our sponsor, which is Perfection Auto Works. You can go to perfectionautoworks.com and check out their website. They do a great job. They do a 26-point inspection for free. Mike and the guys down there will treat you right because that's what they do. And did you go get your oil change yet? Nope.
No.
All right, then.
I'm busy with Girl Scouts now.
Oh, Girl Scouts.
Excuses.
So many excuses.
There's a lot.
All right, go down there and check them out. They're wonderful, and we appreciate them sponsoring the Computer Guru Show. We'll be right back.
Computer troubles? Need some advice? Call in now. Mike Swanson will be back after these messages. The Computer Guru Show, AM 1030, KVOY, The Voice. Your technology guru, Mike Swanson, is answering all your questions one by one.
Yes, science!
So chime in with yours. The website is gurushow.com. Tune in, click in, and kick back. This is the Computer Guru Show.
Welcome back to the Computer Guru Show. My name is Mike, here to deal with your technology needs and treat you like a person in the process. 790-2040 if you want to be part of the show. We shall resume with John here. Hello, John.
Hello.
All right, what was your second question?
Well, referring to the first question, we really didn't settle whether or not I have any other option.
No.
Besides Comcast.
The answer is no. And I'm sorry to say it, but no. If you get sort of a medium package from CenturyLink, it could be enough. But of the two evils,
Yes, sir.
Comcast is probably your better option as far as internet reliability.
I wouldn't take anyone from CenturyLink to a dogfight if they were the defending champion.
Right on. So, I'm not a big fan of your only real option out there in the Twin Peaks area is going to be something like CenturyLink.
Okay, second question is when I go to a site, specifically I go to YouTube, and it tells me that they have an outdated certificate. How do I get around that?
They don't have an outdated certificate. It's very likely that the time and date is wrong on your computer.
That's the reason.
Usually, yes.
Okay, I'll check that. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Yeah.
There's some other things too. There are certain like router hijacks that like if your router's been hacked, you'll get those types of things. If the time and date is going to be the most common reason that you have that problem, or your DNS is pointed somewhere where it shouldn't be. You got kids, John?
5 and 1 left in the house.
All right. Any of them really tech savvy?
Yes, the boy in the house is pretty smart about this stuff.
I'm guessing that your DNS is pointed somewhere it shouldn't be. And so either, I don't want to throw the kid under the bus, but there's probably something's not right with that setup. If you're getting any type of a certificate error like on YouTube, then somebody's redirecting your traffic and probably collecting passwords or login keystrokes, maybe?
I'm only getting it on one computer.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all right. So that's the one the kid uses, right?
Well, no, this is the one I use in the garage that has one of those plug-in wireless receivers, the kind of thing you plug into the wall.
Yeah, somebody's hacking your machine. I think it's your kid.
I'm not sure why he would do that.
Well,
For the lulz?
Yeah, probably just for fun. I don't think it's probably for anything important.
But if I doubt that solution, then it's probably just the time and date.
It's either the time and date or your DNS. Those are pretty much the only things that's going to be on your computer. Or you have picked up an infection that's redirecting your traffic somewhere. And that could be an infection that is not caused by a child. Well, not your child.
Okay.
So check these 3 things. You're going to check time and date on your machine. You're going to check the IP address settings for your network adapter, and they should all be set to automatic. If they're not automatic, then that's throwing your kid under the bus. All right, and then the last one is if you go into the internet options from the control panel, there's a connections tab.
Yes.
And in the LAN settings area, make sure there are no checkboxes in the proxy section. If there is a checkbox in the proxy section, you picked up some other type of infection.
Okay.
All right?
I can handle that. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for the call, John.
Bye-bye.
And we'll move on to Pat. Hello, Pat.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for your service. I have a 3-week-old Windows 10 laptop. It immediately got a few updates when I first turned it on, and I have not been able to update it since. What I have is things that say waiting for download, and it's been installing the November update every single time I turn it on.
Okay. So every time you turn it on, it says, hey, I'm installing this update. And
Yep.
does it say it succeeds or fails?
It never has succeeded.
All right. So fails every time.
Yeah.
How do I tell a user how to fix that on their own?
Okay, well, let me ask you, I know I should get rid of McAfee, and the only reason I have it is because it came on the machine, and that's the only reason. Could that be interfering?
Yes. Yeah, well, yeah, and I like how you already know that I'm going to tell you that shouldn't be there.
Well, I know that, yeah. You know what? McAfee's worse than Norton.
Yes, it is. And there's a certain amount of, that argument lends to the fact of somebody just handed me this crack cocaine. I guess I should just use it. So it's like, no, get it off the machine. It's bad.
Okay, so that's what I thought I should try first. I don't know where to uninstall McAfee because I was looking around on my machine while I was waiting and
okay.
No idea.
So right-click on your Start menu, go to the Control Panel. Because if you right-click on the Start button, it gives you Menu. One of the options in that menu is
there
Control
it is.
Panel.
I knew I had accidentally seen it at one time and I didn't remember where.
There you go. And then go into Programs and Features and remove McAfee.
Okay.
Now, there's a tool that you can download. It's called the Windows Update Readiness Tool. You can download it from Microsoft. make sure you're getting it directly from Microsoft.
Windows Update Readiness Tool.
Right, and that sort of resets your Windows updates and fixes a stuck update.
Okay. Once I uninstall McAfee, will Windows Defender automatically come back? Because right now it's grayed out.
Right, as soon as you uninstall McAfee and you reboot, Defender's going to say, hey, you don't have any antivirus. You want to turn Defender back on? And you'll say yes.
Okay, great.
And do you have Malwarebytes yet?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
Paid version.
Excellent.
For 2 years. Okay, so once I get all that taken care of, I first just set it up with the local access only, the local account. I thought, well, maybe that was what was interfering with my updates, so I went to the preferred connect to everybody in the world
right.
stuff is. I want to go back to, if I'm on local account, would I still be able to get updates?
Yes. Updates are on a system that doesn't matter what user you're running as.
Okay. And when I tried to go back to local account, there's some funky error that comes up. But I'll worry about that later, I guess, after I get rid of McAfee.
Yeah. Deal with McAfee. See if the Windows Update Readiness Tool works. If that doesn't, you probably need to schedule an appointment where we can fix your computer. And we can do that remotely.
Okay, real good. Sounds great. Thank you so much for your service.
Thanks for the call, Pat.
All right, sure. Bye-bye.
Do we want to fit Tom in, or are we doing a break? Let's do a break, and then we'll come back to Tom. So you're listening to the Computer Guru Show. My music is coming up here. There we go. 790-2040 if you want to be a part of the show. We'll see if we can get to some of our topics, and the other guys can talk.
That'd be good.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Your computer guru, Mike Swanson, is here to help you tame that beast of a machine. Join the chat right now at gurushow.com or call in. This is the Computer Guru Show on KVOY, The Voice. Mike Swanson, your computer guru, is just a click away. Listen and watch at gurushow.com. This is the Computer Guru Show on KVOI, The Voice.
Welcome back to the Computer Guru Show. My name is Mike. Here to deal with your technology needs and treat you like a person.
In the process.
There you go.
And try not to laugh in the process.
790-2040.
Now you're laughing more than I am right now.
Oh, man, that was funny. Okay. We got to get we've only been talking about it for like a year and a half. If we could get people to hear the stuff that happens during the breaks, that would just be dangerous. But fun. Let's go ahead and talk with Tom. Hello, Tom. Thanks for holding.
Good morning. In Windows 10, how can I figure out what is running in the background on startup?
Well, it's the same as Windows 7, really. So,
Coach me.
So there's let's see, what's the easiest way to do that? msconfig, probably?
It seems to be slow.
Okay. Well, there's a program called msconfig.
Right.
So if you click on Start, you type the letters msconfig. You run that. It's going to give you a little utility where you can use checkboxes to stop things from starting up.
So it's msconfig.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. I really appreciate your help. Thank you very much.
No problem. Now, there's things that don't necessarily fit into msconfig. And so there's some things that you can't control there. But for the most part, that's going to work for most people, and it's not terribly dangerous.
Yeah, that's one of the little Windows tricks that everybody should know about because it's really useful, especially if your machine has been going for like a year or more.
Right. Stay away from the services section as much as you can. Luckily, Microsoft added this nifty little checkbox that says hide all services from Microsoft. So anything that's built into Windows can be hidden from that list, so you don't accidentally turn them off. If you hide all the Microsoft services, feel free to go willy-nilly and turning services off. But don't turn off anything that is Microsoft-based or really important to your computer. Otherwise, you'll have bad time.
Just think how fast your machine would boot, though, without all those pesky Microsoft services.
Yeah, but no services starting?
It's instant boot. Right to the screen that says cannot boot.
Right to the, hey, here's your desktop. You can't do anything, but here's your desktop. Let's talk to Bruce. Hello, Bruce. How are you?
Oh, good. And you?
Not bad.
I have a question here. I have a Lenovo computer, and lately I get this user control box, and it's a Maxthon tool, and it says it's a hard drive on this computer. I've never even heard of this, and it looks like it's part of the cloud or something. We don't use a cloud.
What was the name of that again?
Maxthon, Maxthon. then in parentheses it has Asia, then limited.
Well, you're going to have to hold on while I just type this up here. Maxthon.
Sounds legit.
It's a web browser.
Okay, we don't use it that we know of, and that's what scares me about removing it. Was the call right before this? What if I take it off when we were using it and didn't know we were using it? And
the bigger fear for me would be how did it get on there in the first place?
It's saying file origin hard drive on this computer.
Well, that just means where's it running from. But my concern would be how did that get on the computer? Because that's totally not legitimate. It wouldn't be there by default. So something else installed it. So if you install another piece of software, it's very likely that was bundled in somehow. So
that would make sense. Do you think it'd be all right to delete it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I can get rid of it then.
So here's what I would do to just to make sure. If you go into the Add Remove Programs list, you have the option to sort by date installed. And whenever you have something like this, typically it's not the only thing that was bundled in. Usually there's 4 or 5 of these things. So
I got you.
So I would find it in the Add Remove Programs list, sort them by date, and anything that was installed at the same time is likely no good too. Get rid of it.
Okay, I shall do that.
That'll help you out.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your help and your show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Bye.
Yeah, those infections will get you.
Yeah, that's certainly an interesting thing to just have magically appear.
Hey, guess what? Here's a browser. No.
There you go.
No.
Not really your browser, but here you go.
Yeah, here's a browser.
Yeah.
It's one that probably is collecting information.
I've never heard of it either.
I'm reading about it right now. It actually doesn't look like it's super.
No, but it doesn't look
immediately horrible.
But it's freeware.
Yeah.
And if you didn't download it yourself,
magically appearing freeware, which is scary.
I think we will see a good alternative browser soon, though. I hope Opera makes a comeback.
I liked Opera for a little while, and then not so much, so I went back to Chrome.
Well, they did switch over to WebKit recently, which is good in terms of support for things.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about Opera is just too much drama. Oh, that was bad. That was terrible. It's like the worst joke ever.
Hey, we don't have any callers. We should talk about stuff.
Okay, fine. Let's go ahead and do that.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things. Let's go back.
Stuff.
Let's go back to the notes, man. All right. So Seagate is unveiling a 10 terabyte hard drive.
It is a Helium one. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, I was going to ask you about this anyway.
Right.
Can a regular SATA controller even handle a 10 terabyte drive?
Most of them no.
That's what I thought. So you're not just going to be plugging this in, most likely.
Not in anything like servers or anything like that. The residential, the home-based ones would probably do it.
Oh, okay.
With the firmware update. But servers, no.
I was thinking about getting a 4 terabyte drive, and I had questions about that.
It does say for cloud data centers.
Well, they're probably thinking use cases.
And they're also talking about like specialty controllers.
Yeah.
They're going to come with those types
I
of
need
drives.
10 terabytes for all of my extra browsers that I use, like Max Tools or whatever that was over there.
So you got to keep track of all that stuff.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with the 10 terabyte drives. Great, I guess, except for it's Seagate.
Yeah.
And it's funny is that the stuff that is most out there, like McAfee, Norton, Seagate, they're all the ones I dislike. And there's an interesting sort of mathematical correlation to that, which is there's lots of them out there because they're cheap, and the reason they fail a lot is because they're cheap, and it's just it's disheartening.
Do we have a price on this 10 terabyte drive?
No.
I'm curious.
I don't have a price on that drive. I think it's interesting they're using helium though, and I'm sure it's helium-3.
I know that's what Western Digital used for their 8 terabyte that was just recent as well.
We don't have enough helium-3 in the world for all these drives. Just solid state. Come on now. Why are we even trying to do this with conventional drives? That's what I want to know.
I mean, yeah, especially since you could make a 10 terabyte solid state drive.
Right.
It could be done.
And we don't have enough helium-3 to begin with. That stuff's expensive. You know how much that stuff costs?
Well, soon it's going to cost infinite amounts of money if they keep making these drives.
Well, it's about $800 a ounce, I think. So yeah, it's really expensive.
So I hit Control F on this article to try to find the cost.
Yeah.
And any relation to the word cost is everyone talking about how expensive helium is and how we should stop using it.
Nice. Not to mention that aren't they talking about like 256 terabyte solid state drives being out in the next couple of years? So I don't understand why that would be. We would even be putting this into conventional drives.
We're going to be back to like the room-sized computer. I can't imagine that being a small drive.
I can't imagine it being all that huge though either.
They're looking at it being around $800.
Actually, now that I think about it, there's terabyte flash drives. So yeah, that's doable. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and even if they decided to ditch the 2.5-inch form factor, right, and go back to the 3.5-inch form factor for desktops with solid state, you got a lot of room there.
So you said that's $800 for the...
Around $800 or 600 pounds.
That's actually not terrible.
Yeah, but it's a Seagate, so it'll be dead in a year.
And the 8 terabyte hard drive that they're going to come out with or have already is $200.
The which?
The Seagate 8 terabyte drive.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's
$200.
That's reasonable. Other than the fact that it's Seagate.
That's still $600 cheaper for 2 less terabytes.
Right. But you got to have that bleeding edge.
Yeah.
Well, and the other side of this is that whenever you're dealing with high-capacity drives, like ultra-high-capacity drives, then there's a failure rate that is really high.
Yeah, you got to buy 2 of them.
Or more, right? Yeah. You don't do those as single drives. Those are all RAIDs, all of them, with error correction.
No, I like to live on the edge. Just one.
Just one
in there.
Yeah, just one, and you know what we should do is just not mount it in anything. Just have it laying there on the desk.
Yep. No, right. It dangles from the SATA cable.
Hanging from the SATA cable on a rocking chair. All right, there you go.
And all the fans, they exhaust onto the drive.
Yeah, there's the whole point of these ultra high capacity drives is sort of negated by reliability.
Yeah.
And it's go with a whole bunch of smaller ones. It'll last a lot longer. Everything will be great. We'll be right back.
Whether you're dealing with hardware installation or, heaven forbid, a virus,
No!
Mike Swanson is answering all your questions one by one. So call in or chat in with yours. The website, gurushow.com. Tune in, click in, and kick back. This is the Computer Guru Show on AM 1030 KVOY The Voice. Mike Swanson, your computer guru, is just a click away. Listen and watch at gurushow.com. This is the Computer Guru Show.
So Netflix thinks that, well, I guess we should just give a little backstory. There's a lot of people that use Netflix that are not in the United States or not in, like, the UK. And there's all kinds of weird licensing stuff that goes on with any type of entertainment stuff. And there's something called regional encoding. So, as an example, a person who is over in London would have a really hard time watching Walking Dead, right? Because Netflix just wouldn't make that available to them. And so the way that people have been getting around that, they've been using proxy servers, where they can pay for a proxy service. It costs them a couple dollars a month, and they can appear anywhere they want to be in the world.
So they can say, hey, Netflix, I'm actually over here in the United States, so...
Right, so show me Walking Dead.
Give me that Walking Dead.
Right. So Netflix says that they've come up with some way to negate that, to get around it. And we were talking during the break, how do you think that they would pull that off? Because VPN's not supposed to... They can't be getting the information from the VPN.
Yeah, I mean, the P in VPN is private. The whole point is that they're not supposed to be able to tell where you're browsing from.
Right, so they must be, there's got to be some way that they are getting some type of, hey, where are you, from the computer, rather than the VPN.
Which is very interesting, and it's going to be kind of, I'll be curious to see how they do that.
Right, so that's to say if they actually do that at all. Maybe they're just saying, hey, we know that there's a whole bunch of VPN traffic from this location. But the article says that Netflix will redirect them back to their
locality.
Right. So how? Yeah.
So they have to know somehow.
Yeah, they're going to have to know.
I think you're onto it with your time zone theory.
All right, so yeah, my theory is that they're going to be asking the computer, "Hey, what time zone are you in?" And if that's in a different country than where your VPN purports to be, they'll just redirect you back to
where that time zone is.
Now, that would be interesting for Canada versus the United States, which has a different region.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be something more to it than that.
I mean, maybe it's not as specific as they're trying to let on. They're trying to like instill a sense of confidence that they don't actually have for now.
Possibly.
And like you said, it could also be that they're targeting the big VPN providers specifically, like they're getting an IP range or something like that. But based on the fact that they're passing it back to the accurate locality, that seems like there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I for one, I think this kind of sucks because I feel like those people should be able to watch The Walking Dead if they want to, and I think the region stuff is kind of dumb.
The region stuff is dumb, and especially seeing that they're segmenting out a certain amount of the market that wants to watch it.
Right. These people would like to provide you with their money in order for your content.
Right, and Netflix pays for its licensing based on the number of views, so why wouldn't they want more people to watch it and pay more?
I know that there's issues with like copyrights. Like that's why sometimes movies have a different title when they get released in Europe.
I guess.
I don't know. I'm sure there's like reams of paperwork as to why this has to happen.
Can we move on beyond this?
Ultimately, though, I think the important thing to remember is that this isn't necessarily Netflix's fault. I think they're getting strong-armed,
Oh, I'm sure that they are.
Yeah.
Now, the announcement that says that Netflix is going to start doing this came with an announcement that they were launching in 135 countries. So that definitely, I mean, I'm sure they're feeling pressure.
Isn't that like all the countries?
It's pretty much all of them, right? Netflix is going worldwide. I don't know. I lost interest in Netflix several years ago.
Yeah, there's, like Netflix is great, and I still pay for it every month, and I probably will forever. But the problems that they have with obtaining fresh content, it does become an issue if you're a constant user. If you watch a lot of stuff, it becomes an issue.
It does. Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing reminds me of like, we've got this probe that's up there on Mars. It's sending back, video, and I'm just waiting for the day that the Mars rover sends back some video, and we try to watch it down here, and it says,
wrong region.
Yeah, you're on the wrong planet. You can't watch this particular video. It's dumb. The whole DRM thing, the protection based on the digital rights management stuff is just terrible.
It's all. I mean, none of these laws are prepared for the age that we live in and are coming upon.
Right. We've definitely outrun most of them.
Yeah.
And then we end up with just this craziness, especially when it comes to music and movies, where it's, I don't know, you just have to imagine that there's these old guys with cigars in there, and they're like, yeah, we just can't have it this way, see? We just it'd be a shame, right? But there needs to be somebody in that room saying, no, this is the way it is. This isn't about the way you envision it used to be. Because the world has changed when it comes to technology.
And I think that what was talked about last week with Forbes blocking or saying you can't view our content if you use an ad blocker, the solution to that was, I guess I'm not going to use Forbes anymore then. And right. It's the same in this case. If these people don't want to play nice, then we're just going to have to vote with our dollars.
Right. And you say, I'm sorry, I can't. That's the reason I stopped using Hulu altogether. Right, Hulu was great for a while because you could watch up-to-date TV shows, pretty much all of them. You could watch all different types of movies and stuff on there, and I was willing to pay the, $8 a month or whatever it is for Hulu Plus. But then they started running commercials, and then they started making it so that I couldn't have my ad blocker running, and I was just like, you know what? You don't need my $8
I'm
a
out.
month. Because I will tell you right now, I'm technically savvy enough to find another way to watch the content that I want to watch without paying you and you forcing me to sit through half an hour worth of commercials.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. And the same thing's going to happen with Netflix. So if Netflix has got this issue where they're like, well, sorry, we're going to redirect you back to your local thing, you think that you're stopping them from watching it?
The thing that they don't realize is that the people who are building their systems that allow them to detect the VPNs are the guys who build the VPNs and know how they work. So there's going to be people out there who circumvent this stuff no matter what you do.
Right, and we're not talking about the people that drive a station wagon that run down to the VHS store here. Right? I mean, the people that watch Netflix are the people that already know how to get around it. They just don't because it's convenient. And as soon as you make the pleasurable experience of watching Netflix inconvenient and less pleasurable, believe me, there are other ways to watch that content, and it doesn't take much. And so as far as an example, right now, I can watch anything that I want, any movie, any TV show, anything that I want in less than 15 minutes. I can obtain it and have it watchable. So why would I want to put up with why would they want to make it difficult on me? And it's the same thing with the music providers. The whole point of online music is people use online anything is for online convenience. They use it to save time. And if you start making it so that it's too cumbersome or you're just too much of a pain in the butt about it, then you're going to find an easier way. And believe me, the dark road when it comes to this is considerably easier than jumping through all the hoops to do it the right way. And it's sad.
Especially when you consider that Netflix has had a noticeable effect on volume of piracy.
Right.
Good Netflix, a good service, makes it to where the people who are willing to pirate actually decide to pay that $10 instead because it's more convenient.
Right. It's easier. And there's less risk. But as soon as you make it so that they can't get to the stuff that they want to watch, it's about the on-demand of the content. It's about these people know where they can get it, and they go for it. But as soon as you take that away from them, they'll just go somewhere else. It's not like you're stopping people from seeing those.
What's that they say? The best thing about a pirated movie is that it doesn't have those piracy warnings at the beginning.
Right. You don't have to watch the trailers.
Yeah, there's no ads.
Right. So there's, believe me, Netflix, you're doing it wrong if you're going to stop people from watching it. And I understand that this is probably not your call. Right. This is probably the movie studios, the houses themselves that are saying you are required to do this.
But Netflix has some weight in this too. They're the distribution platform that is bringing this content to the people who want it. It's not like, those providers have a method as large as Netflix to do this. HBO Go is nowhere near as big as Netflix.
No, but at least not yet.
And it might be if Netflix continues down this road.
Well, and I think it might be if HBO decides to put some regular, decent content up.
Right.
Netflix is becoming one of those powerhouse sort of, not only just a distribution platform, but a creation platform.
Yeah, the Netflix originals have actually been pretty good.
Right. There's a Marvel one on there.
Mm-hmm. House of Cards is HBO quality at least.
Yeah, House of Cards is great. The which one is it? Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Is the Marvel one, and that's fantastic. It's really great. I'm not going to say that I don't have a Netflix account, but I've seen it. I'm just saying this Netflix so you know. It's great. And so don't make it difficult for people to get to their content. It's just dumb. Hey, you have an opportunity to help us out here on the Computer Guru Show. You can go to patreon.com/Guru Show and support the show, just like
Desert Pro Commercial Cleaning, LLC, best Tucson janitorial services, TucsonDesertPro.com.
And always thanks again to our sponsor, Perfection Auto Works. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.